I got laid off today after 10 years at the most amazing company. I didn't think it would happen, but I kind of thought it would happen at some point. I got the email. Your role has been impacted. And today, let me tell you, has been a whirlwind of emotion.
In May 2025, Microsoft announced layoffs affecting approximately 6,000 employees, nearly 3% of its global workforce. These cuts, the largest since early 2023, are part of a strategic reorganization aimed at streamlining operations and enhancing agility amid significant investments in artificial intelligence, AI, infrastructure. The layoffs span various departments, including Xbox and LinkedIn, and predominantly impact management roles, with a notable number of software engineers also affected. Despite reporting strong financial results in the previous quarter, Microsoft is reallocating resources to support its ambitious AI initiatives, with plans to invest up to $80 billion in AI-related infrastructure this fiscal year. This substantial investment has led to margin pressures, prompting the company to reduce workforce layers to maintain profitability. While broader economic factors, such as global trade tensions and tariff uncertainties, have contributed to a cautious business environment, Microsoft's layoffs are primarily driven by internal strategic shifts toward AI development rather than direct responses to external economic conditions.
We've made the tough decision to cut about 7,000 jobs. Wait, what? You just made $25.8 billion in profit. Yes, but we're making organizational changes. You mean layoffs. We're streamlining. Too many managers, too many layers. So not performance-based? No, just trimming to stay competitive. Amazon, CrowdStrike, everyone's doing a corporate detox. Oh, so if they jump off a cliff, we'd optimize the jump with AI. But sorry, you're not the growth story. You're the expense line.
Microsoft just laid off about 6,000 people, which is about 3% of its workforce. But as you know, I gotta dive into the psychology of this a little bit. So if you've ever lost your job before, you know that it's not just about losing your income, right? It can trigger a loss of identity, routine, and even self-worth. And losing your job has the potential to completely uproot how somebody sees themselves and their place in the world. And the impact doesn't just stop at the people that were laid off. The people that stay often feel survivor's guilt, a deep sense of instability, and even anxiety. And the workplace as a whole kind of carries this tense, uncertain tone that can linger for months. In therapy school, we talk a lot about how people tend to internalize events like these and blame themselves, even though the cause was structural. And that hidden shame can show up in every area of somebody's life afterwards.
It's been nearly a year since I got laid off from my job at Microsoft, and this week, Microsoft laid off an additional 3% of their workforce. This has been happening every month in tech, and we all know it's because of the unfortunate reliance the world has on AI. And it's not going to stop because these corporations are greedy and they're willing to cut any corner they can to save a penny. But this is hurting themselves in the long run. If we've learned anything from the conversations around Target with diversity, equity, and inclusion, we can make a difference if we come together and stop supporting these large corporations. This is such a widespread issue and not just with Microsoft. I'm not afraid to speak up about this because I've basically given up in finding a new job, and I'll probably be moving back in with my dad in about a month. I truly wonder how the unemployment rate isn't at an all-time high right now, because if I haven't been able to find a job in about a year, then I wonder how hard it's going to be with these people who just got laid off.
The recent Microsoft layoffs, impacting around 6,000 employees, have raised deeper questions about the evolving tech landscape in 2025. While the company cites internal restructuring and AI-focused investment as the primary drivers, the broader economic picture can't be ignored. Trade tensions, rising tariffs on hardware imports, and a slowing global economy have all added layers of complexity to the tech sector's stability. Microsoft's $80 billion commitment to AI infrastructure suggests confidence in the long-term potential of generative technology. But this pivot also comes at a human cost, especially as seasoned engineers, Xbox teams, and even parts of LinkedIn face job cuts. This situation leaves us with some open-ended questions. Are companies like Microsoft shifting too quickly toward AI at the expense of current talent and product ecosystems? How sustainable is this aggressive AI investment strategy in a climate of economic uncertainty and trade instability? Could more layoffs be on the horizon across the tech sector if inflation and tariffs continue to erode profit margins? What support systems exist or should exist for tech professionals displaced by strategic overhauls that favor automation and cost cutting? And fundamentally, is the industry prioritizing innovation over people, or is this just the cost of staying competitive in a rapidly changing world? The ripple effects of Microsoft's move will be closely watched, not just by investors and policymakers, but by workers across the global tech economy wondering what or who is next.
Microsoft just blindsided over 7,000 employees, telling them that they would be fired. And the reason it gave was brutal. It said that it was firing them not for performance, but so that the company could be best positioned for success. So in other words, it told them to their faces that they were dead weight. This is the most people that Microsoft has fired at one time since it fired 10,000 people in 2023. And Microsoft's most recent round of layoffs follows layoffs that other large companies are doing, like UPS, Chegg, Panasonic, and Nissan. This is an important message for everyone to not be fooled by positive headlines about the stock market or about trade deals, because companies, especially large ones, are still looking to cut workers wherever they possibly can. So it's important to stay vigilant. Microsoft is a great example of this because in their most recent quarter, they actually beat expectations and said that they expected a really good second quarter, but they still fired people all the same. Microsoft for firing employees and calling them dead weight, while your results continue to be better than ever.
And no, the company is not struggling. They just posted record-breaking profits. So why are thousands of high-performing people suddenly jobless? Because it's not about performance, it's about restructuring. And the layoffs hit software engineers, product managers, and you guessed it, middle managers. And here's the corporate truth. Layoffs aren't always about losses, they're about repositioning. Even high performers get cut when org charts get flattened, and the AI shift isn't coming, it's here. So if you're in product engineering or managing people and you haven't upgraded your skill set or visibility, you're in a danger zone. And here's what you should do. Get AI literate. You don't need to code, but you need to understand how AI is changing your function. Number two, cut the fluff. If you're a manager, show how you can create measurable value. And number three, build your brand. Like I always say on here, outside of your company, you are not your title, you are your impact. Your job is replaceable, but you are not. But only if you're playing the long game.
So Microsoft has just announced 3% of its total workforce is to be laid off. That's 6,000 people. Now, these are big numbers. And the reason they're giving for that is because they're heavily investing in AI, and that's affecting their profitability. Now, that's what they're saying. My conspiracy theory is a little bit more sinister than that. Now, today I use ChatGPT. I pay the $20 subscription, and that's what I use. And for me, that in itself is earth-shattering, right? That's going to destroy industries. Just ChatGPT. Can you imagine what these guys are working on behind the scenes? Can you even fathom? They must have like ChatGPT times 100 in kind of work in progress right now. So for me, this seems like, again, this is conspiracy now, right? But this for me seems like we just have to get rid of these people because we don't really need them anymore, right? And that's kind of how businesses work. But anyway, I made a video earlier explaining that organizations used to look like this or currently look like this, where you have the workers, the managers, and then you have the executives. And this pyramid reflects the volume. But as a result of AI, it's going to look like this, where those workers, those managers will start to reduce, and pretty much the people you're going to be left with because of AI and automation will be the executive, the decision makers.
Major news coming out of Microsoft. They have laid off over 3% of their workforce. That's over 7,000 employees that they have just laid off. And if you thought the AI positions were safe, they laid off their director of AI. And they didn't stop there. This is a developer that's been working with the company for over 18 years on their TypeScript app, laid off. But this is not the time to be scared, so stay informed, stay inspired.
Did anyone else get laid off from Microsoft today? No, just my husband? Yeah, unfortunately, we had some surprise news this morning. There was a bunch of layoffs at Microsoft, and a lot of people in Seattle, Bellevue area did get laid off with severance packages, including him. So we now have a big decision to make, whether we stay here in the US or go back to Australia. It all depends on where he can find another job. So yeah, if anyone has any job opportunities or contacts for, jobs in tech, in program management, coding, that kind of stuff, yeah, just hit me up in the comments, especially if it's here in the Seattle Bellevue area or even back in Australia, like in Sydney, Sunshine Coast, Brizzy. We're open to seeing what we can get and seeing where this leads. Okay, thanks.
Microsoft's recent layoffs serve as a stark reminder of how even the biggest tech giants must make hard choices in uncertain times. Whether it's the pressure of a weakening global economy, rising tariffs, or the race to dominate AI, the human impact is undeniable. As companies continue to evolve, so too must the conversation about balance between innovation and responsibility, ambition and stability. What do you think about these layoffs? Are they a necessary step toward the future, or a sign that priorities in the tech world are shifting too fast? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe to Orbit Point, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update on global tech and political trends. Thanks for watching, and